TDR about dance. First of all, I will explain why I choose this topic, my objectives. I will explain a little bit my theoretical part. I will explain what I do in my practical part, and finally my conclusion. Why I choose this topic? I dance science. I was 4 years old in Masbar de Castelló d'Empúries, where we dance traditional dances. And I also have friends and family that dance classical and contemporary dances. So what I want to get was to know as much as possible about each style of dance. Another objective was to go to see 3 rehearsals and record them. And if I have time, finally of the presentation, I will show you a little bit of my video. And finally, to know the evolution of the dance through the history, that it was my theoretical part. So, in my theoretical part, I have explained the history of the dance, science, his origins, until the actuality. I have done chronological issues. They are in Catalan, but you will understand. First of all, in Prehistoria, we found paintings in the coves of Cogul in Lleida, where we can see people dancing. In Antiguo was very important. The dance was very important because it was used for everyone in religious ritual or in the education of the children. And at Mitjana, it was important too because we find a document written where represented the dance that called Manuscrita Saberi. To the Renaissance, we can see that it started the history of classical dance, and we find 2 types of dance, high dances and low dances. In Baroque, we find Ballet du Corps, that it was very important because it was danced by Louis XIV, that was called Lleixà. And finally, in the Romanticism, we found a lot of musicals like Llac dels Signes. Yes, the history of the modern dance is divided in 3 parts. The first period begins in mid-1900. The second, that would be the decade of 1913, and the third was the evolution science 1945 to actuality. And finally, the history of the traditional dance. I was based on explaining the traditional Catalan dances like la sardana, la jota, les bastons, la bastons, or la gitanes. And in my practical part, I was based on the comparisons of the 3 styles of dance and in the recording of the rehearsals. To compare them, I have done an individual description of each style, and finally I compare them with the technique, the discipline, and the musician. And in conclusions, I have to say that the TDR, as you know, it was too long and difficult, but when you finish it, you are satisfied, and I am satisfied with my results.